pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
France, one of the best pressing teams. I was full of praise for their attack. They also press better than anybody else in this competition. I will say though, France's left back Luca Digne is probably their Achilles heel, and of course Lamine Yamal plays on the right for Spain. So you are able to get Lamine Yamal the ball in space to go one-on-one with Luca Digne. That's how Spain gets the better of France. But that's one option. I'll be honest, I'm struggling to find anymore.
It is the Adam Gold Show. Hi, everyone. It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. That's Victoria. We're on YouTube.
Tuesday.
We're gonna talk about that in 1 second. We're on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan if you want to watch. And while you're watching, click the subscribe button or whatever people do to have the feed show up in your queue. Mm-hmm. Spelled Queue every day at the right time.
Subscribe will do it. That'll do it.
Subscribe will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then tell your friends. It is Tuesday. It feels like Friday. Why?
Does it feel like Friday?
It does feel like Friday. Even though we are coming to you from Charlotte tomorrow.
Yes.
Right?
I'm excited.
Yes, we're going to be down there for the first day of ACC football kickoff. I have some otherwise previously scheduled obligations starting Thursday, so I will beg out of the final 2 days of Football Media Day. But we'll be down there for day one, the Commissioners Forum with Dr. Jim Phillips. And I know we are going to talk to Dave Doran tomorrow. We got a bunch of things already scheduled for the show tomorrow. I am looking forward to that, but we will be coming to you live from Charlotte. And in some ways, because tomorrow is such an outlier day, today feels like Friday for me.
Okay.
When this show is over, 3 o'clock, I know there are some places where today's show is time shifted. But when we're done at 3 o'clock, I'm on the train down to Charlotte. My favorite way to travel.
I have not done that from here. I have from Greensboro. Some friends and I have done that to go to a Panthers
similar.
game. It was a long time ago.
It's shorter from Greensboro.
Yes, significantly.
Yeah, it's about an hour. I would say an hour and 15 minutes shorter from Greensboro. Did I tell you the story about our return trip back from last year's ACC?
Yes, there was something happened where you were super delayed. Like,
yes.
oh wow. Did someone get hit by a train?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
We were on the train. Like, it's a terrible story, obviously. I believe somebody purposely put themselves in the line of the train.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, the train has to stop. Mm-hmm. They take the crew off of the train. So we were not stopped for any other reason than the crew, conductor, pilot. I guess that's the same thing, right? First mate.
Right.
I don't know what they're called. But they all had to come off. They had to go through counseling and whatever it is that the protocol says. And they had to get another crew in. So you are at the mercy of however long it takes to change out the crew. And we were not quite to Greensboro. We were short of, I think it was maybe between High Point and Greensboro. There's probably another stop in there somewhere. But we were not quite to Greensboro. So we actually got picked up and driven back here to Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
We were supposed to go out for the weekend in Myrtle Beach. Well, we did. We were delayed by about 3 hours for all the stuff that we were supposed to do. Regardless, nobody cares about the personal, but yeah, that was the trip back. With all of that said, it legitimately is my favorite way to travel. Now, it's not my favorite way to travel from here to, let's just say, Vegas.
Yeah.
That's a little much. Mm-hmm. But within reason, within a one-day trip, yeah, train travel is awesome. Absolutely. Especially the route here going to Charlotte. You go through some small towns. Mm-hmm. It's just really cool.
Nice.
Our old friend Andrew Carter, who's now with the Chicago Tribune, used to write for the News and Observer. He and I had been on the same train back from ACC. I've done this now for about 5 or 6 years. ACC Football Media Day a lot, and we both we have such a great time doing it. So
it's carefree. You just lay back. You don't worry about it. As soon as you get on there, you read a book. You could take a nap.
Do people still read books? I have several books that I want to read. Maybe I'll do so. But
yeah,
you know what I will be doing on the train?
Yes.
I'll be watching World Cup semifinal
yes.
number 1.
For sure.
Second half, because by the time we shove off, I don't know what the takeoff from Union Station in Raleigh, it'll probably be around 4.
Yeah.
Should be just about the time for the second half.
Perfect.
To begin, France and Spain. We'll talk about that a little bit. We have a very, very special World Cup semifinal analyst today.
Yes.
Such a bad idea. It's such a bad idea. Erik Cole is going to join us in about 25 minutes. I will ask him to reminisce about his day with the Stanley Cup because that process has begun with the Hurricanes. We'll talk about being a Hurricanes legend on the parade during the parade. There's also some news about Major League Baseball and the Olympics. Erik, as an Olympian, I'll get his, and he loved his experience. And remember, the NHL players had one real issue during the collective bargaining agreement negotiations. They were playing in the Olympics. They were essentially one-issue voters.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball players it's not that they don't want to play in the Olympics, because the Olympics is supposed to feature Major League players in 28 in Los Angeles. Major League players are not quite all the way where NHL players are. So it'll be an interesting dynamic to see what happens. And all you got to do is go back to the World Baseball Classic. I believe it was Tariq Skubal, who is one of the best pitchers in the American League. I know he's had some injury issues, but that doesn't stop him from being one of the best pitchers in the American League. And he was just available for like 1 or 2 of the early stage games for Team USA before he went back to training camp with the Tigers. And it showed you that the World Baseball Classic maybe wasn't a huge priority for him. And I don't think he will be alone in that when it comes to baseball and the Olympics, and I'll tell you why. We'll also talk a little college football. We're actually going to start there because tomorrow, as I said, will be in Charlotte for ACC football kickoff.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started.
All right, so let's get it started. So what are going to be the topics of conversation, certainly day one, but throughout? We're going to talk, I know, everybody's going to have all the guests, all the, the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the defensive ends or whoever is going to be there, right? Dave Doran will join us tomorrow. I'm less interested in players who play for Miami or Virginia. But whatever, if we can bring you somebody that you know, really know, and are interested in hearing from, then we'll certainly do that. If I could plug the show that comes on after us locally, I think well, actually, do I want to? Yeah, it's not my show. I'll jinx it. I think they're working on Darian Mensah, which would be, if we could get him, I'd love it.
Right.
Because we have questions, right? Mm-hmm. What did Miami provide other than the opportunity to play for and maybe win a national championship that you weren't likely to get at Duke? No offense to Duke, but I think we can all agree that it's an unlikelihood that Duke in a 12-team field is going to play for a college football championship. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but it's quite unlikely. One of the things we will be talking about tomorrow, though, is the potential, whether it's sooner or later, I think it's sooner, that the field will expand completely, flying over 16 and getting right to 24. And when you have a 24-team field, you are simply saying, are you a top 25 team? And if they invest in the program, I absolutely could see Duke finishing in a top 25 situation. Now, they have to invest. You must put forth, somebody needs to raise a lot of money, because that's what it costs in college football. And I think it will be interesting to hear what coaches, if you ask them specifically, how much is the minimum investment that you need to compete, to put yourself in a position to be a top 25 team. We're not talking about being a top 5 team. We're talking about being a top 25 team, which would get you into the playoff. What is the minimum essential buy-in for that? And my guess is you're going to hear in the neighborhood of $20 million per season. We could have a conversation about how crazy it is to ask that of your fans every year. Nutty. So money is going to have to be raised in some ways, and we're going to talk about those types of issues. NC State was going to play a game abroad this year. Remember, they were supposed to be playing Virginia in, Brazil, right? I don't know if it was Rio, whatever. But they were going to play a game in Brazil. And they were going to make, I think it was $2 or $3 million from that game. Now, the game was canceled by the promotion company. And when they cancel it, NC State receives a check because you can't break the contract without penalty. And the company, I have no idea if they have already paid, but it probably wipes out half or 2/3 almost of the deficit for NC State. It's not quite as much as they would have gotten if the game had come off, but it cancels that out. It cancels out some of it anyway. Carolina's playing TCU in Dublin, Ireland. There will be a check scratched to UNC for that game. How many of these make sense? Do they earn schools, the league, enough money to help schools, help the league, raise the level of finances for each individual institution that makes it more palatable when they have to come up with $20 million or whatever the number is to finance a football roster? Or does this all have to come from private donations? And that, again, is a lot to ask of your team, of your fans, of your alumni, unless you've got a Cody Campbell. North Carolina's got Michael Jordan, right? I legitimately do not know the level of giving from MJ to his alma mater. I don't. And I'm not saying that he should. This has nothing to do with that. But he is a billionaire, or pretty close to it. I think he is a billionaire. And we know, by the way, Jordan he's been very charitable in building health centers, which, by the way, that's the proper use of wealth. I mean, we're like it doesn't get a ton of publicity, but that's the proper use of wealth. I'm not saying that Cody Campbell is wrong for funding Texas Tech athletics, or John Ruiz or whoever is wrong for funding University of Miami athletics. But when you have wealth and you put it to the use that MJ is putting it to, I mean, hats off. That's the good work.
Absolutely.
So if Jordan or another North Carolina alum or fan is willing to bankroll a football roster for the most part, like Cody Campbell is at Texas Tech or whomever, wherever, then more power to him. But that's still a substantial donation every year. And what's the payoff if your team doesn't win? These are all complicated situations that in this age of college athletics, and we could talk to athletic directors about this too, right? That you've got to weigh. You've got to you have to balance out. Is this what we want to do? Do we have to do this every year? What happens if we do this 4 years in a row and we're 8-4? That was good, but not good enough. Like if North Carolina somehow goes 7-5 this year, makes a bowl game, but obviously not a playoff team, and next year goes 8-4, but hey, better, but not. All of the money that they have invested in the roster, all of the money they invested in the coaching staff, Bill Belichick and company, is that worth it? And the answer is probably no. So how long does that go on? Again, questions that we'll be asking tomorrow. On top of this, is 9 games in a conference schedule really where you want to be? I am hoping that for people not named Dr. Jim Phillips or Michael Strickland, who I know we will speak with tomorrow as the man in charge of football for the ACC, I know that they will say, yes, 9 games is where we want to be. But I'll bet you in a private moment they will say, no, we don't really want to be at 9. 8 is a better number. 8 is a better number across the board. It makes the scheduling a whole lot easier. Like the ACC will have some teams playing 8 and some teams playing 9 because that's the way it has to be, math. And it's not good when you've got 18 teams and you're playing 9 conference games. There's no way to do it equitably. You're going to have teams playing 5 on the road and 4 at home, and other teams the opposite. All right, it worked out well for State and Virginia because the game was supposed to be a Virginia home game that went to Brazil, but now it's going to be played in Charlottesville, so at least Virginia will get another home game. But to be perfectly honest, it's messy to play 9 conference games. On top of the fact that I could be wrong here, but in an ACC game, somebody wins, right? And somebody loses. Is that correct, Victoria?
Yeah.
Right? We don't have ties.
No, we don't.
Right. So somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. If both of those teams are from the Atlantic Coast Conference, it doesn't really benefit the league that much. I mean, we get a win out of it. It's better than losing. So we know we're going to get at least one win out of it, but you can't finish any better than 500. And I don't believe it is in the best interest of the league. It might be in the better interest of ESPN because conference games are certainly better than, playing another game against Western Carolina. And I didn't mean for the Catamounts to take a stray here. I was just using you as an example. I could have said Elon for the same price. Scheduling games that are of interest to fans is the most important thing. But honestly, how big of a draw is Georgia Tech Boston College. It's not. Now, if Georgia Tech wants to play Tennessee, that's different. Georgia Tech will play Colorado this year in Atlanta. So there's a Deion Sanders factor there. So a little bit of an attraction. You want to play games that television likes. And television, by and large, likes conference games, but not all conference games are the same. So, again, more conference games, fewer of the fluff, but ultimately, what's best for teams in the ACC is to have better records, not necessarily to play daunting schedules, but the ACC has always overdone the schedule thing. So another thing we'll talk about in Charlotte tomorrow, the landscape of college football as well, and again, we'll talk about the college football playoff expansion. Let us get now to World Cup semifinal 1. It is France and Spain that is coming up. I cannot wait for today's match. Spain has beaten France in each of the last 2 actual matches that they're not friendlies, not qualifying. Spain has won each of the last 2, both in the semifinals. Last summer, semifinals of Nations League, which might have doubled as World Cup qualification, but I'm sure both nations had already qualified. And Spain won 5-4, actually had a 5-1 lead. France scored 3 times and was threatening to draw even in added time, but they could not find the 5th goal. Lamine Yamal scored twice, one from the spot, another from the run of play in the 5-4 win. And then the previous summer in the European Championships, which is an incredible tournament as well, Spain beat Spain beat France in the semifinal. Both semifinals, both France wins. That one was 2-1. Yamal also scored in that one. But as you heard from, I believe that was Nedum Onoa from ESPN, who's a soccer analyst, Yamal is essentially the offense. Now, Oyarzabal, who is a forward who plays in La Liga, is a very good goal scorer, but the real threat is down the right with Yamal. France has real threats all over the place. Their defense hasn't even really been tested because they have just been utterly dominant and they've had the ball so much. They are 16-2 ahead, goals for, goals against on aggregate in 6 matches. They have been ridiculous. Spain has only, I believe, conceded 1 goal. So they have also been great, but they've been a little boring. The other semifinal, which is tomorrow, we will not talk about it tomorrow. We will be all ACC football tomorrow. The other semifinal is England-Argentina, and this is all about Lionel Messi against England, and Nita Manoa from ESPN calls Messi the GOAT, but over who?
The likes of Pele's and Maradona's. I didn't really see them play, so I didn't feel what it felt to see those guys be out on the field. And maybe it would have felt the same way that it does watching a Messi or watching a Ronaldo. So when a younger type person says Messi's the GOAT, people who've seen Messi, Ronaldo, Pele, Maradona, and all these other guys, they'll be like, well, how do you know for sure? So I think the ones that feel more slighted are probably the ones who we don't have the YouTube reels of them scoring 60, 70 goals in a season, and that is the likes of Pele and Maradona. But what I would say, so whether someone wants to argue whether he's the GOAT or not, Messi is my favourite player. That's how I like to reference it. And the reason he is because he feels, in terms of style of play and impact, more so like the likes of Maradona and Pele than, say, Ronaldo does to them. And I think the way that he plays the game, you can't teach it. He's my favourite of all time. And if someone wants to say he's not the GOAT, it doesn't bother me because he's still my favourite player that I've ever seen play.
The game has changed. We see it more. I mean, you could watch soccer every day. Every day. Especially once now we have the seasons in the United States. and in I think in South America are more summer-based, right? It starts before the summer, ends after the summer, whereas in Europe it starts basically at the end of the summer and ends before the summer. So the calendars are flipped. But you could basically watch the soccer match just about every day if you wanted to, if you had enough channels. Messi is amazing. He's a conductor. He's like watching a great point guard distribute the ball. He is a phenomenal player. But what this World Cup has shown many people in America is that there are a lot of unbelievable ballers who play this sport, whether it's Mbappe or Olise or Dembele for France, or Jude Bellingham has been ridiculous for England. And again, Lamine Yamal has not been at his height, at his best just yet, but he's a ridiculously good player. So many great players. We just enjoyed Erling Haaland for a couple, 5-6 weeks in the U.S. They were based in Greensboro. I don't believe there is a player who outwardly had more fun during the World Cup than Erling Haaland. He was just an absolute joy to watch. He was a blast, and he was great. He was at the height of his powers as well. All right, real quick, home run derby. We didn't have Robert Walker winning it for the Cardinals.
No, Justin Walker.
Justin Walker.
He did.
I didn't have Robert Walker winning it either.
Yeah.
Justin Walker won it for the Cardinals.
At the very last
It was supposed
second,
to be
too.
Schwarber, wasn't it?
And he was going to. But at the very end, Justin Walker had the one to win.
He walked it off.
He did.
It's terrible.
He did.
I apologize for that. Yeah, I mean, good. I know the format was different. It wasn't timed. It was whatever.
Commentators were not funny. They were throwing jokes out, jokes, and I'm like, what are we doing? The audio also was weird too because it was almost like, were we supposed to be hearing some of the comments that were being said? Like, I don't know if someone's mic was still on. I don't know. It was weird.
I read about the different way that Netflix presented it.
Yeah.
There were different camera angles, a lot of camera angles. I know that. That's all right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure people were tired of Chris Berman's back. I'm sure people were. Whatever. It's just a home run derby.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fun.
Did you enjoy watching guys hit home runs?
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Who doesn't?
I do think that L. Duncan starting it off with, I like big bats and I cannot lie.
I know.
Come on,
yeah.
if you can't find the humor in that.
Philly fans, though, did boo a kid for not catching a ball. And it's like, come on, Philly fans, be better. I mean, it is Philly fans.
That's on brand.
But, yeah.
That's on brand.
I know.
They threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Exactly.
All right, when we come back, Erik Cole remembers his day with the Stanley Cup and being a featured guest in the parade. Next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan. Join me and my co-host Chris Lee from WREL TV as our podcast Panthers Playbook rolls on this offseason, presented by Wake Orthopedics. In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on Carolina Panthers news as we break down the NFL draft, insights on free agents and prospects, plus all the inside information on the offseason. Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Greatest sporting tournament in the world is back. We took 2 days off. Semifinal #1, France, Spain. The two big favorites before this event even started, and I've got the play for you thanks to FanDuel Super Sub, which is one of the greatest inventions since the Crazy Straw. FanDuel Super Sub, because here's what's going to happen. Either Barkala or Douay is going to start. The other is going to finish. They will come on for each other. So feel free. Include one of them in an anytime goal-scoring wager and know that when he comes off, the other will come on and your bet's still alive. There's what FanDuel Super Sub is all about. If your player comes off, the player comes on for him, takes over. FanDuel.com/local. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
All right, soccer fans, this is it. The tournament crowns a global champion this week, and Carolina Ale House is showing every moment on the big screen. Enjoy our global flavors menu with internationally inspired dishes like Korean barbecue wings and the Mediterranean street bowl throughout the whole tournament. Or grab a giant beer tower to share with your watch party crew. Plus, we've got killer drink specials and way too many TVs. Carolina Ale House, your home for the summer of soccer. Visit carolinaalehouse.com/soccer to book a table for your team.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6'7". He just laughed.
I know.
It just means nothing. And that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, like, us millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Jordan Walker, which Victoria has already corrected me, which is fine. Apologies.
Yeah, he's a Cardinals fan.
Right.
Or he's
honestly, why would anybody? I mean, it's a Cardinal.
Yeah. I don't know. No one was excited for that.
No. Nobody wants to see Cardinals do well.
No.
Come on. What are we doing here?
Except his parents who were there.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
Big fan. Also, appreciate, why one of the reasons it meant a lot to him, other than, I mean, that's a pretty cool thing to win.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it has in many ways overshadowed the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
Over the last several years.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I've been, for whatever reasons, on social media. There have been a lot of clips about All-Star games in the past. I'll go through some of those in a sec. He definitely he hopes that what he did yesterday will inspire like black kids to play more baseball.
Yeah,
that's his words, not mine, and that's fine. Minority. Or African American participation in baseball has dwindled. Now, that doesn't mean that people of color aren't playing in great numbers, because there are from the Caribbean and whatnot. So, all about whatever inspires young kids to start playing and believe that they can make a life out of it that's great. But shouts to him. A lot of people, though, I don't know, borderline offended that I called him Robert and not Jordan. I'm like,
sorry. I mean,
Victoria's on top of it.
Yeah, it's Walker. That was his.
Right. I should have just called him Walker.
That was his last name.
Real quick about my interest. I know the game. I've admitted this several times. I don't really know the players anymore. Like, Mets stink.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's on their team anymore.
Yeah.
I know they have Juan Soto. I could have just intentionally called him a different name. Could have called him Mario Soto, which is a heck of a pitcher for the Reds when I was younger. But they have Soto and they have Lindor, who's been in and out of the lineup with injury.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've just been a mess. And we've got Nolan McLean, local kid from Garner High School, who's been, I mean, very good. But the Mets aren't any good.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the worst teams in baseball. And I was busy covering hockey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I probably couldn't name for you. I don't think I can name 60 players in the league right now.
Yeah.
No way. No way I can name
It'd be
60 players in the
difficult.
league. I also can't believe that I just admitted that on the radio, but that's another matter altogether. It really is something that is not necessarily, it's because of hockey and everything. It has, and the World Cup now hasn't been in my wheelhouse. But I want to go back to hockey because Will Carrier yesterday had his day with the Stanley Cup. And I know from seeing an interview with Frederik Andersen when he signed his contract with Edmonton, his day is coming up, I think, in the next week. And it will be interesting to follow. You can follow Phil Pritchard, who I think it's Keeper of the Cup on Twitter. So you can follow what the Cup is doing, who it's with, what they're doing. There were like 3 or 4 little pictures or videos with what Will Carrier was doing with the Cup. So it's just very cool. And this is the part of the summer. Guys are not yet fully, probably most of these guys are back in the gym and skating because a month ago today is when the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. Like, no kidding. 1 month ago today. It's hard to believe that it's been a month without hockey. But we have 2 more months to go before we get hockey again when the preseason begins in mid to late September. But, what guys do with it, what's important to them, where they bring it, who they share it with, will all be a lot of fun. And then we can, get back to the business of, cranking it back up and going after another one. One of the cool things I heard from Jordan Stahl was how the experience of winning a cup, he said, makes him want to win another one. But we're not yet there at the start of the season. Last time the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup, missed the playoffs the next year. It's difficult. Now, for the Hurricanes, this group of Hurricanes, younger than that group, and we'll see how they react to finally getting over that hump. Erik Cole joining us, a Stanley Cup champion, an Olympian as well, and that's probably going to come up in this conversation, joins us on the Adam Gold Show. Sir, how are you?
I am well. I'm, a little displaced at the moment, but it could be worse. Just living among boxes and, shelves
right.
with a ton of bins and everything. But all good, sorting through some things and, just in time to pack up and, do it all over again in August down in Charleston.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to start talking to you about what you're going to go through down there. But let me ask you, do you remember your day with the Stanley Cup? What did you do? Who did you share it with?
I shared it with everybody I could. Yes, of course, you don't forget your cup day. It's like a second wedding planning this thing. It was, a bit of a nightmare, like that kind of thing. You forget somebody, whatever. But my day in particular was a little hectic we had something set up in my hometown of Oswego, New York, and getting the cup from Eric Stahl's party in Thunder Bay to Syracuse, New York was no easy task. So we grabbed a private jet to be able to move it quicker and more efficiently, but unfortunately the case for the cup did not fit through the doorway of the plane. So, at 4:30 in the morning, it's, the NHL production crew, and Walt was my cup guy, one of the keepers of the cup through the summer. They're sitting around basically just getting interrogated by U.S. Customs, and they're trying to get a hold of Philip Pritchard at the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Who, of course, he's not answering his phone at 4:30 in the morning because the cup needed permission to travel outside of its case.
Really?
So eventually it happened. The case went on to the next party, which was Brett Hedikin's party. And, they eventually made it to me, but it was probably about 3 hours delayed from when it was supposed to arrive. And so then it was just a manic day where, I'm talking to, the people that were coordinating the event in my hometown, and I'm like, I want the shortest version of this possible. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was, we maybe cut it a touch short, but it was a great setting. There was actually a Civil War reenactment going on in my hometown on that particular day, and the setting of where, it was, a very minor parade right around the corner from the hockey rink that I grew up playing in is, it's called Fort Ontario, right on, Lake Ontario and everything. Right. And there's a reenactment going on, and, you drive in, you bring the cup up on stage, you get the key to the city, all that stuff.
I have too many questions about this.
Yeah, it's just, I'm glossing over it. I had to cut out, taking it, for pictures around town that I really wanted to do with local business owners, or my favorite spots that I always used to go to, growing up in Oswego. So there was a lot of little things that I had to cut out, and it was, that was pretty, disappointing. But it's a day with the Stanley Cup, and to be honest with you, it's technically unless you win multiple ones, your day with the Stanley Cup is not your day with the Stanley Cup.
Right.
You're doing whatever you're doing for everyone else. It's it's really about trying to celebrate all the people that helped you have the opportunity to actually get your hands on that beautiful thing. So it all worked out in the end. It was a pretty long ride from Oswego. It's technically only 2.5 hours or 2:15, but we must have taken the scenic route because we didn't get there for at least 3 hours. And basically the Northern New York cottage that I used to own was just ready to go, tent, everyone there. The Anheuser-Busch distributor just had my brother-in-law go pick up a beer truck, from a beer trailer,
right?
And dump that on the property, and so it was a little bit chaotic, but I stood there and took photos with everybody lakeside. And like I said, we had the NHL production crew there.
Sure.
So there's video. There's, a little snippet of video from the setting and everything. It was great. It was early August, so temperatures up there, were perfect. In fact, borderline chilly at night.
Yeah.
But at the end of the night, I was able to. Walt trust me enough that I wasn't going to do anything ridiculously crazy with the cup.
Right.
So he headed off to bed. They had an early rise, and we went inside the tent, and I was able to pass it around to all my guests, which was family, former coaches, childhood friends. Craig Adams was there at my cup party. He had a wedding to attend in Lake Placid the next day or something like that. So they just made an early trip in. But yeah, it was great. It's just such a special moment, and it's honestly the reaction and the look on everyone's face that you pass the cup to is kind of what makes it so great and so special, because they all feel like they feel like that cup is on a very small level is it's some of theirs too, right? It's a lot of their hard work and a lot of things that they did for you years and years ago, was something that paid off in the end.
I only have a few more minutes left with Erik Cole. I want to have a longer conversation with you about this. I feel like we're tapping into, in many ways, and I don't want to generalize other athletes, but I think we're tapping into what separates hockey players as professional athletes from other players, other professional athletes, and I want to dig deeper into that with you another time. But I want to ask you, because when we just had a parade, we're coming up on 4 weeks from the parade, and you were featured prominently. Hurricanes legends, I don't know if it said legends or alumni, but I see Erik Cole and I see Hurricanes legend, and appreciate the salute from the back of the truck to us on top of Taverna Agora. What was that? I mean, I know you weren't a player on this team, but seeing that for you as somebody who did help build the foundation here, going back to 2002 and 2006 and 2009, by the way. First run to the Stanley Cup final without Erik Cole. Tell me, what was it like to see that?
It was awesome. For me, it was just such a special time, just them winning it, getting over the hump, and the celebration, and just the timing of all that. Just it coincided with the fact that I was packing up my house and everything, and moving, and so it was such a fitting way to be moving on, as we're welcoming in this new team of Stanley Cup champions, and they're all so great, and I'm proud of them for how they paraded the cup around town and brought it to their spots, and they that's one of the best things. Ronnie Francis said this a long time ago. One of the best things about the Stanley Cup is you don't just go tuck away and hide with it, or it's gone. You go and celebrate it with your fans, and the reaction from anybody that you get when the Stanley Cup walks into an establishment, it's always phenomenal. The scene during the parade was great. I mean, for me, I felt like it was much crazier than it was in 2006, but I think I had a different perspective then than I did now, and 2006 was a blur, right?
Right. Sure.
So you're like sleep deprived and, you're just dying, baking in your jersey out there. But no, it was so great to see the fan turnout and just how excited the fans were. And, I think anybody that watches how that team interacts with one another and interacts with their coaching staff and everything, it just goes to show what great culture there is here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's been talked about quite a bit, but I mean, that's the foundation. You have to have the culture set, and then, all the hard work and everything that comes with being a professional athlete follows. And, Roddy and the whole staff has just done such a great job, and super, super proud of them. And yeah, it's just great. It was such a great moment, not just for the organization, but for the community, the city,
it's great.
The fans. It was awesome. I mean, the scenes all over town when they won it on that Sunday night were just epic.
All right, I want to circle back with you before you leave town. All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
All right, man. Be well. Thank you for your time.
Anytime, brother.
Erik Cole here on the Adam Gold Show. One-timers next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
There was a time when speed wasn't a sport, it was survival. The hills of Wilkes County made outlaws. Only one rule: don't get caught. That's one thing that hasn't changed. This July, short track chaos and nowhere to hide. Only now, it's a points race. Be there when it matters. The Window World 450, July 19th at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Get tickets today at northwilkesborospeedway.com.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
Are you struggling with your Medicare drug costs? The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program may be able to help. The Extra Help and Medicare savings programs are available for those who qualify, but you have to apply. Contact SHIP today to see if you qualify. Visit ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available. If you feel lonely, isolated, anxious, or overwhelmed, help is here all day and night. Call, text, or chat 988 without cost, without judgment, and without waiting for an appointment. You'll get support that can make a difference. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
The North Carolina Healthcare Association invites you to listen to this month's podcast, Conversations on the State of Healthcare. We're delving into a new NCAA report titled More Than Medicine, the Economic Impact of North Carolina Hospitals. My guest is Josh Dobson, President and CEO of the North Carolina Healthcare Association.
Hospitals generated about $52 billion in economic impact last year, roughly 6% of the entire state's gross domestic product. They spent around $44 billion on operations and workforce expenses. And that spending does ripple outward into local economies. Hospitals are often among the largest employers in a region, especially rural communities. In fact, they're among the top 10 employers in 95 of North Carolina's 100 counties.
You can learn more and join our latest conversations on the state of healthcare wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And find out more by visiting nchealthcare.org.
This is Adam Gold.
And we're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool. What are you doing? Get off Twitter.
It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop. Stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We'll do one-timers on the other side. Fascinating stuff from Erik Cole. Absolutely fascinating, introspective, and all of that. And by the way, it's Jordan, not Justin. I got the name wrong twice.
We were getting close. It was fine.
Sorry.
Hey, people call me Veronica sometimes, and it's definitely not Victoria. So
all right.
We're allowed.
Alan and Betty will be right back.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hi, it's Adam Gold from my friend Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road in Cary. Timing is everything, right? But it shouldn't be when it comes to your mortgage. You're not going to buy a house or want to refinance for whatever reason, consolidate bills, put an addition on the house, take a vacation, put it in the kids' college fund. You're not doing that based on what the mortgage rates are. So why bother with closing costs? Always give yourself the freedom to refinance when the rates come down. And let's just say, because they have, rates have dropped, right, over the last year plus. Why not take advantage of it? Why not lower your monthly payment by $200 and do it for free? I have done it several times. In fact, I'm an 11-time customer of Miller Lending, and the last time I refinanced, I lowered my monthly payment by over $300 a month. Didn't pay a dime for it. Miller Lending, MillerLending.com, on Kildare Farm Road in Cary since 1996. Give yourself the best deal. Miller Lending, an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 250-2146.
Global Golf, Carolina's home to the largest selection of pre-owned golf gear, is having a 2-day sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday only with huge deals. Drivers starting at $50, apparel starting at $25, shoes starting at $40, and golf bags starting at $50. Only at the Global Golf Outlet Store, located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Tim Donnelly here for Kalshi. The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and even though the United States isn't in them, there's still no better place to play than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. And remember, on Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So if at the beginning of the tournament you made a $100 trade on one of the teams that's still alive, you'd now be choosing whether to trade out of your position and take that profit or keep that trade active and wait to see if they can pull off the whole darn thing for a bigger payout. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restriction and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory gambling problem. Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Charlie did not die from an overdose. Charlie was poisoned.
No other family should go through this. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Use the free tool. Learn if the online pharmacy you're using is safe.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic. Because this ad is 30 seconds, I can't get into everything I'm FDA approved to do, so I'm just going to play my jingle again. But first, ask your doctor about which FDA approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA approved Ozempic. Now here's that jingle again.
There's only one Ozempic.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
I think Spain is going to give them really big matchup problems because Spain can keep the ball for long stretches. Spain don't need to defend super deep the way other teams do because they're terrified of Mbappe's quickness. And we still haven't seen the best of Lamine Yamal. If Yamal can pick a spot, Yamal can be a difference maker in this game with his directness. France have to respect that. I could envision if they can keep the ball effectively, make France chase them to win the ball back, I think they can really stunt France.
Oh, man, semifinal number one today. We are 2 hours away from France v. Spain World Cup. Semifinal number one. This one is in Dallas. England and Argentina is in Atlanta. Winners head to New Jersey. I refuse to say New York because it's not New York for Sunday's final. Losers go to Miami for the third place match. I don't know why we do that, but we do. We should just let the losers go home at that point. It's not like the third place match is going to feature the starting 11. It's going to be made up of a bunch of, I would assume, a bunch of players who hadn't played a whole lot. So for Spain, they got a bunch of players. I mean, they've basically been relying on 14, 15 guys. Your roster's 26 players deep. So that's fine. I mean, they're all good enough to be there. But we have a consolation match. Anyway, that'll be Miami. That'll be on Saturday. Winners go to New Jersey for Sunday's 3 o'clock final. Losers go to Miami for Saturday's consolation match. Anyway, Spain, France today, 3 o'clock. Could not be more excited for that. I'll be watching it, at least second half on the train on the way down to Charlotte. I'll probably be listening to it somehow on the radio in my car as I get over to the train station. All right, a bunch of things. We didn't do one-timers, so we're going to do it here. But real quick, home run derby last night, Jordan Walker, right?
Yeah, who sometimes goes by Justin or Robert.
Robert, right. He looks fair. Like, honestly, to me, he looks like a Robert.
Yeah.
So he was your winner from the St. Louis Cardinals. Comeback win. It looked like Kyle Schwarber was going to win in front of home fans in Philadelphia. I know Bryce Harper assumed. I think there was audio of Harper congratulating Schwarber on winning home run derby. And then I think Walker hit 4 straight or 6 straight home runs or whatever the number was.
Yeah.
Like, as I said earlier, I didn't watch. It wasn't that I didn't know. I said yesterday that it was on Netflix. And that's actually, I just want to bring this up real quick because I fell into that trap. Trap is not necessarily the right word, but I was caught up by this during the NBA playoffs. I wanted to watch a game, and I had no idea that Amazon, I knew Amazon was part of the regular season package, but I had no idea that playoff games were going to be on Amazon, so I couldn't find a game that I was trying to get to because I had heard about a huge comeback, and then they were in overtime. It wasn't Knicks, Spurs, different animal altogether. Anyway, this has bothered a lot of people because Home Run Derby has become the crown jewel of this all-star break.
I love it.
Yeah, and I love it too. But baseball has undergone a major restructuring of the television package.
Mm-hmm.
We no longer have ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. How many years did we have that?
Yeah, forever.
Like 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
We had ESPN. I go back to when it was John Miller and Joe Morgan on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. For my money, John Miller is still like the best. Vince Scully's the best. John Miller is the second best to Vince Scully. But we had that for, years. ESPN used to have like 7 games a week, right? And then they started to reduce, and Fox went up, and All-Star Game was on Fox. Like, everything has changed, for the most part, about how we get baseball. And Netflix is involved. The streamers are all getting involved in sports, right? Amazon Prime is involved not only in Major League Baseball and the NBA, but Apple TV is involved in Major League Baseball. Actually, Amazon might not be with MLB, but NBC and Peacock. Like, it's everywhere now. It's in places we're not used to it being.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, they're conditioned. Home Run Derby, ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what ESPN was showing last night. By the time I got in front of a television, it was like 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I had other things I had to do. I'm going out of town tonight. And then when I get back, we're going right out of town for a soccer event. So I've been busy doing other things. So Home Run Derby, while I love it, was never going to be a priority for me. And by the time I got to a TV, I actually didn't even think about it. Well, I ended up watching a movie. We watched the Ungentlemanly, what is it called? The Ungentlemanly. So it was a great movie about killing German soldiers in World War II, Nazis. Great movie about that. Not necessarily as good as Inglourious Bastards.
Oh,
you saw
that's a great. I love that movie.
Phenomenal movie.
So good.
Yeah. But very good nonetheless. Anyway, what a tangent that was. My point is, there are a lot of people who are confused and angry about, like, where to get things. Where can I watch these things? And for good or bad, and it's really both. It's good because streamers, YouTube's going to be more involved too, by the way, going forward in all sports. It's more places to watch the games that you love. But bad is that in a lot of cases, it's stuff you have to pay for. Additionally, we're no longer using over-the-air exclusively like we did, even in the National Football League, where those Thursday night games are on Amazon, right? Or there's that Black Friday game that's on Amazon, and a playoff game that's on Peacock, I believe, right? It's in all sports. They're coming for your wallet, people.
Yeah, big time.
For all of the unbundling that we have done. For, it's going to make it more affordable for people. Like, no, it's going to be the same.
What a joke. Yeah.
It's going, maybe even worse.
Oh, I would say it's probably worse for some street because they also get more expensive. Like Netflix has gotten more expensive a few times since it first started.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't, to me, it's the sad reality of where we are. Like, I don't remember, like, I remember when I got YouTube TV, the first month's check we sent to YouTube TV, of course, everything's automated, was $49.99.
Yeah.
YouTube TV is awesome.
Yeah.
A month in, they raised the rates by $10.
Of course.
Right? A year and a half later, now it's $79.99. So we're already, okay, it still was cheaper than cable at the point. Anyway, or satellite. And satellite gets you because the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Second year, way up. Anyway, and I know you could say, I'm not paying that, and because they want to keep your business. But then you add in all the streamers, and basically we're all paying about the same. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to do a commercial for anybody here. I've argued this for years and years. all the companies are about the same in terms of customer service. They're all bad, or they're all acceptable. If you just say, well, customer service sucks anyway, everywhere. But the streamers are going to be involved in sports forever.
Yeah.
And the real problem with yesterday, just like the problem I had with trying to find that NBA playoff game, is that it's new. You're just not used to it.
Yeah.
So you don't know where to find Home Run Derby. Next year, because Netflix will have it next year.
Yeah.
If you have Netflix, you go, oh, Home Run Derby, Netflix. It'll be more, you'll be more accustomed to it.
I don't know if other people had this problem, but because it's Netflix, because I live out in the sticks, signal is questionable.
Well, yeah.
And so it was very pixely multiple times. Like, most of the game was very pixely. And that could just be my, bad internet. But still, it's different when it's actually on TV. You don't have to worry about that. So it's like one extra element of crap.
Right. I mean, our almost everything we have at the house is internet-based.
Yeah.
Right? So now I think we have pretty good internet. But even our internet has little glitches.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, why is that circle happening again in the middle of the screen? And it always happens when the ball is in the air.
Always.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's perfect timing.
We just stopped for 5 seconds. That player hyperspaced to a different part of the screen.
It comes back and it's over, and you're like, what happened?
So it's just that it's new.
Yeah.
That's all. Brian Geisinger is going to join us in about 10 minutes. We're going to talk NBA Summer League, Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer, Hornets, whatever else we have time for. But let's do a quick one-timers.
Okay, so
all right.
This one from
Jordan
Jake.
Walker.
I know, people. Come on. It's
it's fine.
Close.
It's fine. Got the name wrong. Shouldn't get names wrong.
Yeah.
Jordan Walker.
I knew it was Walker, but I knew it started with a J. I was close.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, exactly. So from Jake, not Joey or John or whatever.
All right, Jack.
Yeah. Jake wants to know, all right, Adam, who you got for the World Cup final? I'm going England versus France.
Yeah.
Should be 2 great games.
That was my pick. At the beginning of when we saw the brackets for 32, France all the way. England would do just enough. I said this. England would disappoint yet win every match until they meet France, and they simply can't handle Olise, Dembele, Mbappe, and either Doué or Barcola off the left. France is amazing. And France's midfield defensively is spectacular. They're not even using Tchouaméni, who plays at Real Madrid. He is off the bench. They're using Kone, who plays for Roma in Serie A, and Rabiot, who I'm not sure where he is. I think he's at Milan in Serie A as well, who's a more of a veteran player. But and their back line is tremendous, but we haven't seen much of their back line. We haven't needed it. We'll see if they need it against Spain. Spain is going to be their biggest test because Spain likes to play with the ball and keep it away from you. And to me, that's the only way you're going to beat France is not give them the ball. We'll see if they can create some offense. But I like France 2-1. And I like England to beat Argentina also 2-1. But that's going to be a game that's going to be that is a chess match. Lionel Messi is going to be everywhere. He'll have the ball and create. Other than that, Jude Bellingham has been maybe the best player in this tournament.
Next up from Mr. Gretzky. Will the ACC, this is not a hockey question.
Okay, good.
Will the ACC lose some teams between 2028 and 2030?
Between 28 and 30? This is the best way to answer it. I think college football will undergo major upheaval between 28 and 30, but that upheaval probably won't manifest until 2030. I think we're going to see a complete separation with football from other college sports. Football drives the revenue, and I believe it would benefit football, and I actually think it would help make college athletics beyond football much more manageable at the university level. So that's what I think is going to happen.
All right, next up from, let's see, Travis. If there is no call on the field, should VAR be limited to only a yellow if any card is to be given?
Okay, so if there's no call on the field, there would be no real reason to go to VA. Actually, there was no call on the field in the Balogun. Guys, I hate even using that as an example because it was such a poorly constructed thing. I don't think you should put limits because sometimes something legitimately deserves a straight red, so I wouldn't put any limits on what can be given. I'm not a fan of VAR, so I think everybody understands that. I think the use of replay has damaged officiating, has damaged sports, created more delays. We're not making everything right. We're getting more things right. I think using VAR for offside is okay. I think using VAR to determine whether a ball went out of play is okay. But to re-officiate games, and this goes for any sport, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of re-officiating games through replay. But there are some things that get missed, like what happened between Switzerland and Argentina. VAR got that right. VAR was the reason they got that right. Otherwise, we had a situation where a player parodies, he was in jeopardy of missing a match if he got another yellow. Like he gets a yellow there. If he picks up another yellow and he did nothing wrong, if he gets another yellow later in the match, now he misses a semifinal. So we can't say, well, they got involved. Nah, man. They got the call right in the end. Because what Embolo did, what Briel Embolo did for Switzerland, was a yellow. Simulation is a yellow. He doesn't get sent off if he didn't have a previous yellow. So the issue how do you send a guy off for that? The first yellow was why you sent the guy off. Not because of that one. He doesn't get sent off because of that. He gets sent off because he's already on one from that game. So it's a complicated thing. I am in general not a fan of instant replay.
Yeah.
In any sport. But,
yeah.
Do you want to get one more in?
That's up to you.
Yeah, give me one more.
All right. This next one. Do you believe the Panthers will improve their record this year compared to last season's?
No. I'll say they win 8, have the exact same record, but they might also win the division.
Yeah. Two things can be true at the same time.
To me, they're in the 8-9 range.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. They're in the 8-9 range. I think they have a chance to get better, be a better team, maybe have a better record if their wide receiver core becomes more than just Tedero and McMillan.
Yeah.
And Jalen Coker didn't have a great year. Xavier Leggett is what he is. And so some of the new guys need to Brezel, John Mechie. That needs to settle in. All right, when we come back, Brian Geisinger, Summer League stuff, Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer to start, and then we'll go from there. Next.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Golf's final major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the Open Championship from Royal Birkdale Golf Club. Find out if Scotty Scheffler can bring back the magic or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates and every big moment through the presentation of the Claret Jug. Coverage of the Open Championship on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by McConnell Golf, where members experience 17 club properties across 4 states with 1 membership.
Hey friends, Paul Lyhander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. And on the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and, your bet goes with them, but not anymore. We've got this thing now called FanDuel's Super Sub. That's right, Super Sub. Eat that one up, folks. If your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. So if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute with FanDuel's Super Sub. Say it with me again. FanDuel's Super Sub. So you're in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul and get started now. FanDuel.com/Paul. That's Paul with a capital P. FanDuel's Super Sub. Just another reason to dig in with FanDuel. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
No matter who's on the pitch, catch every match at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex, your sucker headquarters. With every sports package available, you won't miss a minute of the action. Enjoy your favorite daily specials plus $1 off Stella Artois and Michelob Ultra pints during every match. Stop by for the $10 lunch burger deal. Then stick around for the late night happy hour with buy one appetizer, get the second half off after 9. Great food, cold drinks, every match. Only at the Dugout Tavern and Grill, the premier sports bar in Apex.
Kickstart your morning with a massive dose of energy, strength, and community. Orange Theory Fitness Raleigh Midtown is hosting 2 exclusive Powered Up classes on Saturday morning, July 25th at 8:15 or 9:30. Fueled by energy drinks, this is the perfect mix of sweat and good vibes to jumpstart your weekend. Named USA Today's #1 gym, our heart rate-based training helps you train smarter, burning fat and building muscle. Come experience it yourself this Saturday. Book your Powered Up class spot now at orangetheory.com.
I am here with Patrick Day of the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I'm on your website. Gutter helmets right on the front of the website. Do you have a gutter helmet to fit my head? I have a small head.
We have a gutter helmet for every head, Adam. So anyhow, if you give us a call, we'll come out and take a look at your windows, doors, siding, roofing, gutters, and of course we can do the gutter helmet. We have financing programs that are really good. So we have like 12 months with 0 payments for 12 months. You don't have to pay anything. So if you're thinking about home improvements and you're thinking you're saving up for it, just come on and see us and we'll go ahead and get you set up and get your project done and you can pay in 12 months from now.
I feel like you're speaking directly to me. If it's for the exterior of your home, there is no better place than the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You can find them online, aluminumcompany.com. Siding, roofing, windows, entry doors, storm doors, and the world-famous gutter helmets. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, 1-800-672-4340.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging.
Let me check that for you.
To help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
This is Adam Gold.
Well, if I'm watching the Panthers game and it's going real bad, many times it does.
I punish them by not watching
I'm
them.
a disappointed mother.
Yeah.
Like, what are you what are you doing? So, yeah, I realize it's not going to change the game, but it makes me feel better. And,
There were other factors at play there, but for the most part, I punish them. I will not watch
right.
you.
The Adam Gold Show.
Summer League, full swing. The dunk of Caleb Wilson is now all over your timeline like it is mine. Brian Geisinger, Hoops Guru, Maven, 24/7 Sports, Buzzbeat Podcast, everything that is to do with basketball. Split the action on Substack. Too many credits to mention all of them right here. Let's get right to it, sir. The Caleb Wilson experience, 7 of 11 from three-point range in his first game. We had the full dunk swing. I've said before the draft, if I was picking number 1, I think he's got the highest ceiling. He's who I would take. What have you seen from him? Am I right already?
Yeah, I mean, it's some of the stuff that you would absolutely expect, like the
the dunk, which is just an incredible display of his length and his just nuclear style athleticism that he possesses. And we saw that plenty with Caleb Wilson before UNC in Chapel Hill. So that is the stuff to be expected from him. Just you put that guy on a basketball court, and every X number of minutes, he's going to make a play that just sort of makes your head spin with it, doing stuff that, even on an NBA court, few players can do. I think the stuff and I think his passing has been good, which we saw. We saw that at UNC as well. But, man, the three-point shooting has looked good. Some of his, the ability to play with the ball a little bit more and initiate offense, that's a little bit different. And I think that stuff was certainly in the bag for him, at least the creation stuff. But the three-point shot, the pull-up three-point shot, that looking like it has a chance to be a positive and something that's maybe stable for him. I mean, then all of a sudden, the sky's the limit for him, And again, I think picking Caleb 1 was sort of the bet that those things would come to fruition, that he would grow as an initiator, he would grow as a shooter. And look, it's just been a couple of games in Vegas. We'll see where things go.
Right.
I did think before he got hot late, I guess that game was either last night or last night. I did think some of his sort of like the processing stuff wasn't like perfect at times, and he really does need the three ball at this point to sort of like buttress things. But man, he's looked great so far in Vegas, and the Bulls, they got a stud on their hands.
Yeah, here's the thing. I hope people understand I was sort of being facetious. I do think that he has the highest ceiling of all, and we've got this is obviously it's a great draft. But I'm a huge fan of Caleb Wilson, the player, but also Caleb Wilson, the person, and I think those two things will take him incredibly far. And I could say the same thing about Cam Boozer. And what we have seen through a couple of games isn't very different from what we saw through almost 40 games at Duke. What have you seen from Cam?
Yeah, last thing I would say about Caleb Wilson, the guy is a great interview and is just an excellent communicator. Like, I think that is sort of like an underrated, intangible piece of his game that we're starting to, like in early days in Chicago, is starting to get to blossom even more, though we saw hints of it last season at UNC.
Yep.
Cam is just, he looks lighter than when he was at Duke, and maybe he was bulked up a little bit last season so Duke could sort of like tap into him as a back down post up player, which we know that was an important piece of his game. But he looks a little bit more slender. I think he's moving excellently, and the guy, like unsurprisingly, has been insanely good and productive out in Vegas, and I guess in Salt Lake City too. But before then, the wingspan on display, the shooting, the passing, he's shot the three ball really, really well. But none of that should be a surprise for a guy that, can do everything offensively. And if he's going to be a little bit more smooth and quick laterally, plus that wingspan, then you feel even better with him defending in space or being a weak side rim protector like in the NBA. But just in general, no surprise to see Cam Boozer and Caleb Wilson playing this well out in Summer League. There's a reason why these guys had cases for the number one pick, even though they fell to 3 and 4 in the draft. And there's also a reason why, like in the ACC, which was pretty good last season, they were 1A, 1B, the best players in the league, period. And there was, you could make cases for a few different guys at the third best player in the league. I probably would have done one for Abuka Okori, who's having a nice summer league for the Pistons too. But those two guys were just special players. It just stinks that obviously the Caleb season got cut short too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. He actually made reference to it the other day when they were asking him about, oh, boy, you can really shoot it. He goes, well, I can shoot it in college too, but that wasn't my role. He made as many threes in his first summer league game as he made all season long. And granted, he missed probably what would have amounted to the last 10 or so games of the season with the injury, and then because their postseason was so curtailed as a result of his absence, that there could have been several more games that he could have played. Real quick about Cam, because you notice that he looks lighter, maybe a little slimmed down, cut weight and all that. This is what happens when you spend nothing but 2 months getting ready for this. My one fear it's not really a fear, because I have no doubt that he'll be able to overcome it because it wasn't an issue at all really at Duke, was the fact that he really isn't, to me, he's a below-the-rim player. He's not that type of an athlete, but he can score at every level. He can score around the basket. He can score mid-range. He makes difficult shots. And, of course, he has a three-point shot. He shot 40% last year, and I know the three-point line in college is shorter than the NBA. But I have no issues at all with any element of his game. Did you see enough? And again, we're just talking about a couple of summer league games. Did you see enough to think that maybe lack of athleticism, twitchy athleticism, won't necessarily be too big of a problem?
I mean, maybe it will curtail his, to borrow words you just used. I mean, maybe it will limit his absolute outlier ceiling possibilities, right? Because sometimes when you get down to it, unless you're just a super special processor, or you've got the combination of that and the size of someone like Jokic, it can be hard to just overcome some of these sort of quick twitch, athleticism components that some of the best players in the world have. But again, like I said, Jokic, there's guys like Luka Doncic, that these guys are obviously amazing athletes, but they're not the run jump phenoms that a guy like Caleb Wilson is. So maybe that does maybe it becomes tougher for Boozer to become a top 8 player in the world, barring just his sort of processing and feel for the game being as good, if not better, than we think they're going to be, and his shooting just being on another level, and the ball handling going up a level. But I would just say his strength, his shooting touch, his understanding of angles, his ability to make passes in all kinds of different situations, pick and roll, post, transition, hit-aheads, outlets, all that sort of situations where he gets 2 on the ball. I think he has the chance to be a really good hub of offense, in part because he's a matchup nightmare for defenses, because he can attack larger guys off the dribble, or he can try to post up and bully ball smaller guys. And then just the shooting too, everywhere on the court for him is a green light. And I think even in summer league, you've seen him flashing the mid-range scoring game that we saw not a ton of at Duke. It's certainly part of his game, but something that you didn't see a ton of at Duke, just given sort of that is an offense that is really dunks and threes, under John Shire. So I think he's even getting to sort of spread his wings and show a little bit more of that. And that is the province of star players too, the ability. Those are the ones who get to take those shots in the mid range.
I've said this about the NBA game for a long, long time. If the analytics of the sport, try to take away, the mid-range basketball, because while it's not a low percentage shot, it's not as high percentage as a layup or a dunk, and it doesn't give you what a three ball does. But if you have a good mid-range game, it makes the other two easier for you. And I think if he can demonstrate that, and I would say this about any player, then it makes the three-point shot, it frees you up more for that, because they're protecting against the mid-range game a little bit more, and it might even make it easier, because if they have to come out and contest you, at the elbow of the foul line, then maybe it makes it easier to get to the rim. Brian Geisinger is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. That could be my own theory. That really doesn't hold water anywhere else. Let me ask you about the Charlotte Hornets. We all know what they did with LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges, and who knows? I have read that they might not be done, that they could be open to moving Brandon Miller. I have no idea. But talk to me first about Liam McNeely, what we have seen from him in Summer League, and the 2 first-round picks. I'll just call them Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good running nickname for Hans Steinbeck and Christian Andersen. But yeah, with some of the returnee players, I mean, I think Sion James has, he's once again the point of attack defense, the connective passing. I think it's sort of tough for him and to scale up and become a more featured offensive player, on the ball. But I think he's done the stuff that we know of him to be good at. Liam McNeely, he shot it really well from deep. He's taken over some games with his creation efforts. He's struggled a little bit finishing around the basket. That's probably to be expected from him. He's a guy that probably deserves a larger role in an NBA rotation. He just has a lot of guys ahead of him right now. The Hornets are thin at the one. It really is just Kobe White and Christian Anderson, but they're pretty deep, 2, 3, 4. And McNeely is just behind a lot of good players and veterans and stuff like that. The rookies, I think, I think Christian Anderson has struggled early on. He's had some moments, though, where you've seen the step back, the pull up, the deep 3-point shooting ability. His passing has been, I would say, decent, maybe not great. There's just a few times he's found the right look, but just hasn't delivered the right pass. He'll throw a pinpoint pass at Ryan Kalkbrenner's knees, and it's hard for the 7'1" guy to collect that. He's forced some looks as a passer too, but overall, I think he's shown some of the flashes that the Hornets had confidence in taking him late in the first round. Again, I think there were some other guys in that range I would have preferred, like a Corey or like LeBaron Filan, who actually went a little bit later to Philadelphia, and he's had a great really good summer league. Hans Steinbeck, I think, has played has looked good too. They've played him at the 4, they played him at the 5. They've run offense through him. I just finished watching the tape of them against the Celtics from 2 days ago, and I thought him going up against Chris Sinak, who is another one and done power forward first round pick out of Houston with Boston. I thought played well against Sinak, and I just think his passing, the interior finishing, and sort of the different ways they can use him offensively appeals. And then ultimately, look, his rim protection is probably never going to be good enough for him to be a full-time 5, but I think he's got just enough to give you some spot minutes there occasionally. I think his movement, guarding in space along the perimeter as a 4 or a switch 5 has actually been pretty good. And I felt pretty good about that coming into the draft process for him as well. So I think some of the young guys have shown some nice stuff for the Hornets out in Vegas.
Brian Geisinger, 247 Sports, Buzzbeat Podcast, split the action on Twitter. Real quick, while I've got you, what were your thoughts? I don't know that you and I have talked about LaMelo Ball being traded, Miles Bridges being traded. Do you buy what Jeff Peterson is selling in that they are looking at this long-term contention, competitiveness versus the short-term?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely I see the vision. I think there's a plan, and I think unfortunately for something like that, there just is going to be some short-term pain. And you trade away a guy like LaMelo who is, I mean, I've seen every game he played in a Hornets uniform, which, prior to this season hadn't been a whole lot the last couple of years, but is a special talent. I mean, 6'7" with that shooting range, that shooting touch, the passing, and then he was healthy last season. And so I get why a lot of fans were upset. He's a popular player, and the team gave fans hope for the first time in several years and looked really awesome, January up until the playoff game or the play-in games. Look, LaMelo didn't look good in the play-in games either, which probably didn't necessarily help his case.
Right.
This team is sort of thinking as well, is this the guy to be the ball handler for us in down the line? It's been 7 years in the 6-7 years in the NBA. No playoff appearances, and the play-in ones have not been great. I think the team before the current administration didn't do him any favors in terms of building the roster in a cohesive, sustainable fashion around him. I digress. This guy is super talented, but he is expensive. He is injury prone, and he is due for a raise this summer. His representation could be looking towards Minnesota for an expensive 2 to 3 year contract extension. And so my thought is the Hornets just said, before this goes any further, and while we have, not a great, but an okay offer on the table, let's just push the button and get the most expensive contract off the roster. And look, if you sort of scan around the NBA, you saw a team like Boston making a trade with Jaylen Brown.
Right.
And they're obviously Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are on different time scales in terms of experience. They're on different time scales in terms of what their salary and what their max contracts can be because of those experience levels. But that's a team that won a championship 2 years ago, and they said we cannot afford to have two of these kinds of contracts on our roster. So it's definitely not apples to apples. It's not. It's not quite the same thing. But teams, as they are building their rosters out within a relatively new CBA, one that has effectively hard-capped the league, is having to think a little bit harder about who the tentpoles of their franchises are going to be. And ultimately, Charlotte, I think, shopped LaMelo late last season. They didn't think he was going to be the guy. He played well down the stretch, but they stuck to their guns. And I kind of have to give them some credit for holding true to their evaluation and at least having a plan. It may not work out, and if LaMelo's all-NBA in Minnesota, it's going to look bad. But, hey, there was a process in place, and I think ultimately so far Jeff Peterson and his staff have done a really good job at building this up and stocking the Hornets with young players and picks moving forward.
All right, quick answer to this question before I ask you one more thing about players in Summer League. Brian Geisinger is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. When the news broke that LaMelo was traded, your reaction was, I'm shocked, or I can't believe they had the cojones to do something like that, but you agreed with it.
I think that's ultimately where I got. The latter is ultimately where I got to. I mean, the first few minutes, it is hard to sort of like just detach your. I mean, as much as I love thinking about basketball, like from like a fairly analytical perspective, like I still I recognize everyone involved as people. Like I myself am still like a fan of the league and care about these things. And the first few minutes I was pretty shocked and stunned. But then once you start to think about it a little bit, wrap your mind around it a little bit more, as I was sort of saying, they made an evaluation and they stuck to it. And I think there are reasons to buy into that as a sound process. We'll see how it works. We'll see what the Hornets do with those draft picks. Let's see what they turn into down the line. There are reasons to think that the haul they get from Minnesota will prove to be pretty good. There are reasons to think that it may end up being a little light. But ultimately, they made a decision on not on just LaMelo, the sort of franchise cornerstone, but what we want our cap sheet and what we want our draft coffers to look like as they're trying to build up a sustainable winner. So I do give them credit for moving in that direction.
All right, final question. We have to be quick here. I'm just gonna ask you of the three or of the high draft picks in Summer League, rank 1, 2, 3. The three, not Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson.
Okay.
Take those out of the equation. Rank them 1, 2, and 3 for me. And you don't have to go in order. You don't have to give me Debanza, Peterson, Acuff. But if they're in your three, feel free. Give me your three best players so far through Summer League of the high draft picks.
Yeah, I would say Darren Peterson. I mean, I know some of the interior creation, finishing limitations have shown up, but I just think the pop, the highlight moments, the shooting, that's all looked really good. I think he's played great. AJ Debanza has shown the ability to get downhill, get into the paint, get into the rim. I saw him as a top 4 prospect in this draft. And, as a power wing moving forward, I think there are many reasons for Washington to feel good about him as a guy in-house. And then how about Braden Berries for the Milwaukee Bucks, who is out of Arizona, older for a one-and-done guard, but has passed it really well, has shot it pretty well. I don't think he is a, superstar sort of, waiting to happen, but to me, he strikes me as an Andrew Nembhard, a Jalen Suggs, just a really good, complementary guard that can defend, give you some shooting, give you some playmaking, give you some passing, and just be a winning player for years to come. So I think he's played really well. Again, not necessarily trying to put star potential on him, because I don't see that, but I just see NBA shooting guard, excellent role player for a long time for this guy. So there are other names we could mention, but those are the three I'll go with.
Brian Geisinger, the best 24/7 Sports Buzzbeat podcast. Split the action on Twitter. Not on Twitter, and Substack. At bgeis_bird on Twitter. All right, man. I'll talk to you. I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Love talking hoops with Brian Geisinger. All right, when we come back, we will stretch we will place bets. I've got ESPYs bets.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
What? By the way, the ESPYs are not tonight. The All-Star game is tonight. ESPYs are tomorrow night. But I've got ESPYs wagers. All of that next.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
There was a time when speed wasn't a sport, it was survival. The hills of Wilkes County made outlaws. Only one rule, don't get caught. That's one thing that hasn't changed. This July, short track chaos and nowhere to hide. Only now, it's a points race. Be there when it matters. The Window World 450, July 19th at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Get tickets today at northwilkesborospeedway.com.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The North Carolina Healthcare Association invites you to listen to this month's podcast, Conversations on the State of Healthcare. We're delving into a new NCHA report titled More Than Medicine, the Economic Impact of North Carolina Hospitals. My guest is Josh Dobson, President and CEO of the North Carolina Healthcare Association.
Hospitals generated about $52 billion in economic impact last year, roughly 6% of the entire state's gross domestic product. They spent around $44 billion on operations and workforce expenses. And that spending does ripple outward into local economies. Hospitals are often among the largest employers in a region, especially rural communities. In fact, they're among the top 10 employers in 95 of North Carolina's 100 counties.
You can learn more and join our latest conversations on the state of healthcare wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And find out more by visiting nchealthcare.org.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Into the late stages now of the greatest tournament in the world, the biggest tournament that we have ever had for the global game. And FanDuel has a great idea for you. We're just going to be very generic here. Player A, you have an anytime goal bet on him, or he's part of a 4-leg parlay. But he has a microfracture in his leg. He leaves the pitch at the half. Player B comes on. You get player B. It's called FanDuel Super Sub. So you always have some skin in the game, so to speak, and your guy doesn't leave, and your bet leaves with it. FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel.com/local. Get started today. FanDuel's Super Sub. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This is Adam Gold.
You know, soap attracts dirt, right? That's what soap does. It attracts dirt. Right now, Bill Belichick is soap. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's soap.
Yeah.
He's attracting all this dirt.
Or he's like an overripe banana and it's attracting all these gnats.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold, Victoria, producing the program. We saw on Twitter, or maybe other social platforms, Will Carrier's day with the Stanley Cup. He, I guess, opened up that portion of the summer for the Hurricanes. I know Frederick Anderson will have his day coming up in the next week or so. I don't know who's next after Will Carrier, but somebody who has had a day with the Stanley Cup, Erik Cole, will join us next hour. We'll get his experience with the Cup and whatever else we can talk about with Erik Cole next hour. Right now, before we bet, time to stretch.
So, since we had the home run derby last night.
Yesterday. Yes, on Netflix.
Yes, and it was Jordan Walker that won.
Roger Bannister was your winner.
Right.
In under 4 minutes.
Skin of his teeth. Yeah. Took the clock out, so they didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, he ended up winning from the St. Louis Cardinals. Yay. But Kyle Schwarber was close. Now, I was reading about the longest home runs that have been hit in the home run derby. And you might be familiar with this name. They have the top 7, and they close it with Pete Alonso at 514, and that was back in 2021. So it wasn't that long ago. But if you look at the top 5, Trevor Story at 518, also
it might have been Colorado.
I was going to say there is a common denominator with these 2021 ones. However, number 4 was Josh Hamilton, also 518, but that was back in 2008.
Yankee Stadium, one of the unbelievable scenes. He did not win that year.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
A guy won from the Twins. Well, I'll get his name in a minute.
Yeah. It's probably not Jordan Walker.
No, it's
not. Then we have Frank Thomas at 3 with 519, and that was back in 1994. Then back to 2021, Juan Soto at 520, and then former Cubby, Sammy Sosa, longest so far, 524 back in 2002.
Yeah. Steroid-aided, probably. Justin Morneau was the guy from the Twins who won that home run derby. Josh Hamilton, though, set all sorts of round records.
Oh, yeah.
And Clay Walker, I don't.
It's a lot of
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Well, his bat, because Josh is from this area. His batting practice pitcher is from Cary.
Okay. Fun.
I'll get it.
Oh, nice. Well, like you mentioned earlier, Colorado is a common denominator because those 3 longest home runs were hit in 2021, which...
Clay Counsell.
Okay. Well, there you go. It was at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado, where the air is slightly thinner.
Yes.
May have helped. So that does not help with football, though. However, maybe it did with baseball.
It definitely does in baseball.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. Those were the longest, which, I mean, they were hitting... Yesterday, they were hitting the just all kinds of stuff, the scoreboards, just everything. Who knows if they hit a person? But they also, did you see those huge blue gloves?
I didn't watch it.
They've done.
I saw the gloves, though.
Those are a spectacle all by themselves because, of course, I was curious. You know, humans. Let me check eBay and see. And these people had it. You could see the field behind the glove in the picture that they were advertising.
Nice.
Said glove. Asking for like $100. Now, it would be a cool glove. It's massive. It's blue, but of course it says Geico on the side. But yeah, people didn't waste no time for that one. So yeah, it's a new tradition. Maybe we can make some money to buy one off of eBay with our picks.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
All right, I've got ESPY's bets to come.
Oh, nice.
Victoria, start us off.
Okay, well, All-Star Game. Don't really care about that one. Don't think I'll be watching because I will probably be watching World Cup, although that'll probably be over.
3 o'clock. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be over.
Gosh,
by
I
then.
hope it's over.
So I might.
Be the longest penalty shootout in the history of the world.
I know. That'd be pretty sweet. But this one doesn't start until 8. So give me the National League, even though the American League has typically won the All-Star Game. but I'm going to change things up. So let me take National League, and I'm going to go under 8.5 plus 195.
I grew up in an era where the National League won basically every year.
Yeah.
And then over the last, say, 25 years, the American League has won the overwhelming majority. So I'm not doing anything all-star game. I don't even know who's in it. I assume they're good players. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
First, we're going to give you best team ESPYs. The favorite is the Knicks at minus 750. But I'm going to give you two dark horses. Canes plus 5,000. Probably not going to win. USA Hockey plus 3,300.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
that would be good odds.
Honestly, they should win it.
Yeah.
They should win it.
Throw a buck on it.
Yeah.
Well, going back to that All-Star game, speaking of home runs, someone who was not in the Derby yesterday, Freddie Freeman, anytime home run hitter, he's plus 870. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Freddie Freeman.
Yes. Same.
All right. Best play of the sports year. The favorite is OG Anunoby's tip-in, minus 1,000. It's probably your winner. Braylon Mullins' shot for Connecticut that beat Duke at the buzzer, plus 600.
Oh.
Jack Hughes' golden goal to win the gold medal is plus 1,100.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to roll the dice with the World Cup game today, and I'm going to say an anytime goal scorer. Let's go with Mbappe, just because I like to say his name, plus 110.
Yeah, that's not a reach. All right, I'm going to give you both games. I'm going to give you a 4-leg parlay for both. France to win. Dembele, anytime goal scorer. Both teams to score under 3.5 goals. That's plus 1076. England to win. Jude Bellingham to score. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals, plus 665. France, England, final collision course.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Greatest sporting tournament in the world is back. We took 2 days off. Semifinal #1, France, Spain. The two big favorites before this event even started, and I've got the play for you thanks to FanDuel Super Sub, which is one of the greatest inventions since the Crazy Straw. FanDuel Super Sub, because here's what's going to happen. Either Barkala or Douay is going to start. The other is going to finish. They will come on for each other. So feel free. Include one of them in an anytime goal-scoring wager, and know that when he comes off, the other will come on, and your bet's still alive. There's what FanDuel Super Sub is all about. If your player comes off, the player who comes on for him takes over. FanDuel.com/local. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
It's your turn to play with the new Scratch Off, Fast Play, and Digital Instance games from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Spin your way toward a $200,000 Scratch Off top prize or go for a jackpot with Digital Instance and Fast Play. Plus, enter for a chance to win a VIP trip for two to see Wheel of Fortune in L.A. Come on, big money! Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.31. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Organize easy. Organize tough. Customize your work truck or van with upfit solutions from Van Products. Steel and aluminum shelving, toolboxes, data files, cabinets, drawers, conduit carriers, ladder racks, everything safe and secure. Everything built as unbreakable as you by Adrian Steel. Backed by the best warranty in the business. 3 years, 36,000 miles. Everything custom installed by Van Products, so you know it's done right. From a single work rig to a fleet, choose custom installed upfit solutions from Van Products.
If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process. And listen, no closing costs. You may be able to even skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. LoanPronto.com. See how much you can get right now. Call 919-381-1760. That's 919-381-1760. LoanPronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
HIV is not a crime, or it shouldn't be.
It's time for the laws to catch up to science.
Join the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation to modernize outdated HIV criminalization laws. Go to etaf.org. Campaign funded through the support of Gilead Sciences Incorporated.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at MountainDew.com. That's MountainDew.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
Walker swings deep into the night in left field, and Walker walks it off.
Oh my!
4 in a row.
What a performance!
Schwarber gives him high fives. The Philly fans are all leaving. Jordan Walker, the home run derby champion. Amazing.
Richard Walker, your home run derby champion. I kid. I'll explain the joke at my own expense in a minute. It is the Adam Gold Show. We're live on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. Either way, you will find us. I'm Adam Gold. That is Victoria. Tomorrow, this show will originate from Charlotte. ACC football kickoff, the media day, the opening day, the extravaganza. Dr. Jim Phillips, Commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference, with the State of the Atlantic Coast Conference address. I think that's usually around 10 o'clock. Our show will, again, as always, begin at noon. If you time shift it or whatever, that's fine. We start live at noon, run until 3. Wes Durham will join us tomorrow. Roddy Jones will join us tomorrow. Dave Doran will join us tomorrow. And ACC football, I don't even know what his title is. CEO, not commissioner, but the guy who runs football for the ACC, Michael Strickland, will join us as well. We're working on some other things behind the scenes. But we'll be there at ACC football kickoff tomorrow in Charlotte. And then I'm out of town. We'll let everybody else pick it up after that. I assume we'll have a lot of good things to talk about. I wrote down a couple of issues for the ACC. One, scheduling. There are 9 conference games. If you've been paying attention and you understand math, 18 football teams in the league, and we've got 9 games. Actually, it's 17 for football, right? Yeah, 17 for football, not 18. 17 for football, and we've got 9 game schedules, and you just can't do it. It just the math doesn't math. So not every team's going to play 9. In fact, Clemson isn't going to play 9 for a minute, I don't believe. Whole thing is silly. Stay at 8. Stay at 8. 8's better anyway. It's not only better in terms of math.
Yeah, it's even number.
Yeah, it is.
We like even numbers.
We like even numbers. It's 4 home, 4 away, the whole thing. But 8 is also better for the league. Like, if you're worried about television, like, we play enough high-profile games. There's enough, Clemson plays enough high-profile games. The better teams in the league generally play, good non-conference schedules where we can cobble together some sort of a football schedule. The bottom line is, if your league was better top to bottom, then the roster of conference games would all appear better. But nope, because the league is not better top to bottom, and there's enough dead wood in the league to make the, ESPN, who has the entire package, go, really, you guys need a better schedule. What about more conference games? All right, that's all right. Like, no, we don't need more conference games. You get a winner and a loser, you're going to bat 500 in conference games. I would rather see them schedule a whole bunch of easy patsies out of the league, win them all, and get better records, because that's how you develop a better reputation. That's the truth, by the way. Nobody cares about who you play. Nobody. There's no mechanism for it, but the ACC does it anyway. We'll talk about scheduling. We'll talk about games abroad. Carolina and TCU in Dublin. We were supposed to have State and Virginia in Brazil. That's not going to happen. We'll talk about college football playoff expansion, the landscape in college football, all of that starting tomorrow at the ACC football kickoff in Charlotte. We'll be there, and I'll be wearing a coat.
Nice.
Yes. I like to be formal.
It's very fancy.
No tie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but
don't
no.
need to.
No, I don't know. No. Gosh, it's silly. All right, let's do Wall of Sound.
The Wall of Sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
And my friend Erik Cole will join us in about 10 minutes. He had a day with the Stanley Cup. We'll ask him how that went and see what else we can talk about. He's also in the parade, this parade. Get his thoughts on that as well. All right, home run derby last night. I joked. I called him Richard Walker because at the beginning of the show, I called him Robert Walker. Obviously, his name is not Robert. Cardinals slugger is Jordan Walker. And here is Doug Glanville from ESPN. By the way, they had home run derby on the radio, and he talked about Jordan Walker's performance.
I mean, he was like a Zen master. That's how he seemed to approach it. He was so calm the whole time, consistent, strategic. He was taking pitches he didn't like. He'd hit the ones. He picked his spots well that he, maximized his chance for anything that he hit was going to go out, and he did that at a very high rate. And that was the difference in Schwarber. Like, although they ended up toe-to-toe, Schwarber didn't, his first round, it was just a little shaky here and there. He had spots, but then he was like kind of not so strong. But Walker was consistent. And sometimes it doesn't always win you the battle, but in the end, he was able to keep that all through and through. And the calm, like he would take his deep breaths, he would step out of the box, and then he'd get back in. And he did that and still maintained a rhythm.
We were this close to a Kyle Schwarber home run victory.
Exactly. You could feel the deflation from the fans, too.
That's a shame, Philly fan.
I know.
Said nobody.
Exactly. Yeah, I could see that, though, because Schwarber, he tried his last one. He felt like he had it in the bag, and I feel like he jumped the gun a little too fast.
Did he?
And I thought, you probably should have taken a breather. Like, you didn't have to swing at that, but he did. So
you don't count your taters until they hatch.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, too bad. I like Kyle Schwarber. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So and it's always cool to see a home guy win, but he didn't. Jordan Walker, Cardinals slugger. I don't know, what did he make? Hit 4 in a row at the end to win?
Yeah.
So 6 in a row, whatever it was. He went on a home run streak.
Yeah.
At the end.
Do or die at the end.
No clock.
No.
Like baseball, no clock.
No clock.
That makes sense, actually. All right, moving on. LeBron to Cleveland? Not so fast, my friends, as the great Lee Corso might say. Andre Snelling of ESPN on the fact that time is not on the Cavaliers' side.
to me, the longer LeBron goes without signing, in a weird way, the less likely I feel like it is that he signs in Cleveland. Because I feel like he could, he could sign in Cleveland like now, next week, last week. Like if that's what he wanted to do, it could be done. And the fact that he's just kind of sitting out there, I mean, I've heard people say, well, he likes the attention and he wanted the World Cup to be over. But I mean, I don't know. It's just, if the answer is Cleveland, it doesn't make sense to me that he just holds out for it. It feels like if the answer is Cleveland, then he should just go ahead and sign with Cleveland. What I've been telling you is that it seems like he's waiting. Like he's waiting for a team of interest to make a move that he finds exciting. And maybe that's Cleveland too. Maybe he's like, I want to come there, but I'd love to see y'all do X, Y, Z before I get there. I don't know. But for him to just be waiting this long, I feel like it has to be something more than just Cleveland. Because otherwise, why not just go ahead and say I'm coming home?
So Cleveland, Philly, Miami, Golden State, throw the Knicks in there as a long shot. We'll see where LeBron James end up. I know at the very beginning of this process, Kyrie was trying to convince him to go to Dallas.
Yeah, good place to golf. Or no, I was thinking of Steph Curry. He was saying good place to golf.
I mean, Dallas is too.
Yeah, either one.
Why not?
Take your pick.
San Francisco Bay Area, again, just 2 courses around Lake Merced. You've got the Olympic Club on one side, I believe on the west side of Lake Merced, and that's where they play major championships. They've had U.S. Opens there, PGAs there, but also Harding Park, which is on the other side, on the east side of Lake Merced. I think I got those right. Could have them flipped. But they just had a PGA there. They had a President's Cup there as well at Harding Park. Both legendary golf courses. Anyway, a little bit about the World Cup. Needham Anoa from ESPN, who is a soccer analyst, points out that Argentina in the semifinals tomorrow against England hadn't even been on all cylinders yet.
I think there was a lot of energy around them where Messi was scoring all their goals at the start of the tournament. But as it's gone on, you can see that they're kind of finding ways to just get over the line. And their manager, Scaloni, talks about how suffering and stuff is part of their identity. That's not really the way that you'd be expecting to speak about a side that's on the verge of making it to their second World Cup final in a row. But that grit, that suffering and so on, that's what makes them so hard to play against. Because as you see, and some teams have definitely not had this, who aren't in the tournament anymore, every tackle, every pass, every run forward, every run back, they carry themselves like it means everything to them. So I don't think we've seen the absolute best of them, but I don't think there have been many teams that have enjoyed playing against them either. And I think the fact that they never give up, whether you look at, say, their comeback win against Egypt, for example, or finding a way to hang around in that game against Switzerland, they just will not go away. So for as much as we've been very critical of their performances, they're still here, and they still have maybe the best player in the history of the game. So they've not played their best, but maybe they don't need to be at their absolute best to bring success.
I mean, I think the path has certainly also helped a lot. So, you play Cape Verde and you play Egypt in your first 2 games of the knockout. Like Cape Verde, I believe, was the lowest rated team that advanced to the 32. They needed extra time there. They needed 3 goals in a 13-minute span starting in the 79th minute to rally from a 2-0 deficit to Egypt. Like, Argentina's got a horseshoe lodged in their rear ends. They've been very, very lucky. They have had the benefit of a couple of calls that went their way. But ultimately, you need luck here and there, and they've gotten plenty of it. I like England in the match. I think England is the type of a team that will give Argentina a hard time. I also think that England is good enough defensively in the middle. We won't know their lineup until tomorrow. I'll be surprised if we don't see Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice start together as like a double pivot defensively in the midfield, because you're going to have to control Lionel Messi, and he operates mostly in the middle of the field, maybe slightly right, but I think that England's defense can certainly contain him there. Contain him. Nobody contains him. But they have a better chance of slowing them down there. And if Messi doesn't provide the offense, I just don't know where it's going to come from. But Julian Alvarez with an incredible goal that ultimately beat Switzerland the other night. What a phenomenal goal that was, the second semifinal on Saturday night. I mean, Switzerland's keeper was amazing. Kubel was awesome. Nothing he could do about that. Nobody was stopping that. It was that good. All right, we'll break. When we come back, Erik Cole had his day with the Stanley Cup back in the summer of 2006, and 20 years later was also part of the parade as the Hurricanes won this Stanley Cup. We'll talk to Erik about both next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck. Shoot, he scores! The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
All the corner kicks, all the heart-stopping action, and all the soccer. Listen to 99.9 The Fan and Buzz Sports through July 19th as we bring you full coverage of soccer's biggest events. We'll have match updates, results, and news right through the championship and the awarding of the Golden Trophy. Our coverage of soccer's biggest event is presented by North Carolina Courage and Wake Orthopedics, your winning team for orthopedic care.
Tim Donnelly here for Kalshi. The FIFA World Cup is entering its biggest matches, and even though the United States isn't in them, there's still no better place to play than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. And remember, on Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So if at the beginning of the tournament you made a $100 trade on one of the teams that's still alive, you'd now be choosing whether to trade out of your position and take that profit or keep that trade active and wait to see if they can pull off the whole darn thing for a bigger payout. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restriction and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory gambling problem. Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
No matter who's on the pitch, catch every match at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex, your soccer headquarters. With every sports package available, you won't miss a minute of the action. Enjoy your favorite daily specials, plus $1 off Stella Artois and Michelob Ultra Pints during every match. Stop by for the $10 lunch burger deal. Then stick around for the late night happy hour with buy one appetizer, get the second half off after 9. Great food, cold drinks, every match. Only at the Dugout Tavern and Grill, the premier sports bar in Apex.
Global Golf, Carolina's home to the largest selection of pre-owned golf gear, is having a 2-day sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday only with huge deals. Drivers starting at $50, apparel starting at $25, shoes starting at $40, and golf bags starting at $50. Only at the Global Golf Outlet Store, located on 7320 ACC Boulevard, North Raleigh. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Global Golf, home of the best deals in golf.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Gold. Gold.
Turtle cake? Like, what do we? What?
Isn't that an ice cream?
What? Where's the confetti cake? Because hello, confetti cake, delicious with the little. I don't even know if it's real, but the little dots in the icing, like.
None of these are real.
What kind of fake thing that is, but it's delicious. It's my childhood. Like, that wasn't in the top 10. His opinion's invalid to me.
The Adam Gold Show.
Erik Cole joining us, a Stanley Cup champion, an Olympian as well, and that's probably going to come up in this conversation. Joins us on the Adam Gold Show. Sir, how are you?
I am well. I'm, a little displaced at the moment, but it could be worse. Just living among boxes and, shelves with a ton of bins and everything. But all good, sorting through some things and, just in time to pack up and, do it all over again in August down in Charleston.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to start talking to you about what you're going to go through down there. But let me ask you, do you remember your day with the Stanley Cup? What did you do? Who did you share it with?
I shared it with everybody I could. Yes, of course, you don't forget your cup day. It's like a second wedding planning this thing. It was, a bit of a nightmare, like that kind of thing. You forget somebody, whatever. But my day in particular was a little hectic. We had something set up in my hometown of Oswego, New York, and getting the cup from Eric Stahl's party in Thunder Bay to Syracuse, New York was no easy task. So we grabbed a private jet to be able to move it quicker and more efficiently, but unfortunately the case for the cup did not fit through the doorway of the plane. So, at 4:30 in the morning, it's, the NHL production crew, and Walt was my cup guy, one of the keepers of the cup through the summer. They're sitting around basically just getting interrogated by U.S. Customs, and they're trying to get a hold of Philip Pritchard at the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Who, of course, he's not answering his phone at 4:30 in the morning because the cup needed permission to travel outside of its case.
Really?
So eventually it happened. The case went on to the next party, which was Brett Hedekin's party. And, they eventually made it to me, but it was probably about 3 hours delayed from when it was supposed to arrive. And so then it was just a manic day where, I'm talking to, the people that were coordinating the event in my hometown, and I'm like, I want the shortest version of this possible. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was, we maybe cut it a touch short, but it was a great setting. There was actually a Civil War reenactment going on in my hometown on that particular day, and the setting of where, it was, a very minor parade right around the corner from the hockey rink that I grew up playing in is, it's called Fort Ontario, right on, Lake Ontario and everything. Right. And there's a reenactment going on, and, you drive in, you bring the cup up on stage, you get the key to the city, all that stuff.
I have too many questions about this.
Yeah, it's just, I'm glossing over it. I had to cut out, taking it, for pictures around town that I really wanted to do with local business owners, or my favorite spots that I always used to go to, growing up in Oswego. So there was a lot of little things that I had to cut out, and it was, that was pretty, disappointing. But it's a day with the Stanley Cup, and to be honest with you, it's technically like, unless you win multiple ones, your day with the Stanley Cup is not your day with the Stanley Cup.
Right.
You're doing whatever you're doing for everyone else. It's it's really about trying to celebrate all the people that helped you have the opportunity to actually get your hands on that beautiful thing. So it all worked out in the end. It was a pretty long ride from Oswego. It's technically only like 2.5 hours or 2:15, but we must have taken the scenic route because we didn't get there for at least 3 hours. And basically the Northern New York cottage that I used to own was just ready to go, tent, everyone there. The Anheuser-Busch distributor just like had my brother-in-law go pick up a beer truck, like or like a beer trailer,
right?
And dump that on the property, and so it was a little bit chaotic, but I stood there and took photos with everybody lakeside. And like I said, we had the NHL production crew there.
Sure.
So there's video. There's a little snippet of video from the setting and everything. It was great. It was early August, so temperatures up there, were perfect. In fact, like borderline chilly at night.
Yeah.
But at the end of the night, I was able to. Walt trust me enough that I wasn't going to do anything like ridiculously crazy with the cup.
Right.
So he headed off to bed. They had an early rise, and we went inside the tent, and I was able to pass it around to all my guests, which was family, former coaches, childhood friends. Craig Adams was there at my cup party. He had a wedding to attend in like Lake Placid,
right,
the next day or something like that. So they just made an early trip in. But yeah, it was great. It's just such a special moment, and it's honestly the reaction and the look on everyone's face that you pass the cup to is kind of what makes it so great and so special, because they all feel like they feel like that cup is on a very small level is it's some of theirs too, right? It's a lot of their hard work and a lot of things that they did for you years and years ago, was something that paid off in the end.
I only have a few more minutes left with Erik Cole. I want to have a longer conversation with you about this. I feel like we're tapping into, in many ways, and I don't want to generalize other athletes, but I think we're tapping into what separates hockey players as professional athletes from other players, other professional athletes, and I want to dig deeper into that with you another time. But I want to ask you, because when we just had a parade, we're coming up on 4 weeks from the parade, and you were featured prominently. Hurricanes legends, I don't know if it said legends or alumni, but I see Erik Cole and I see Hurricanes legend, and appreciate the salute from the back of the truck to us on top of Taverna Agora. What was that? I mean, I know you weren't a player on this team, but seeing that for you as somebody who did help build the foundation here, going back to 02 and 06 and 09, by the way, First run to the Stanley Cup final without Erik Cole. Tell me, what was it like to see that?
It was awesome. I mean, for me, it was just like such a special like time, like just them winning it, getting over the hump, and the celebration, and just the timing of all that. Just it coincided with the fact that I was packing up my house and everything, and moving, and so it was such a fitting way to be moving on, as we're welcoming in this new team of Stanley Cup champions, and they're all so great, and I'm proud of them for how they paraded the cup around town, and brought it to their spots, and they. That's one of the best things. Like Ronnie Francis said this a long time ago. One of the best things about the Stanley Cup is you don't, just go tuck away and hide with it, or it's gone. You go and celebrate it with your fans, and the reaction from anybody that you get when the Stanley Cup walks into an establishment, it's always phenomenal. The scene during the parade was great. I mean, for me, I felt like it was much crazier than it was in 2006, but I think I had a different perspective then than I did now. And 2006 was a blur, right?
Right. Sure.
So, yeah, you're sleep deprived, and you're just dying, baking in your jersey out there. But no, it was so great to see the fan turnout, and just how excited the fans were, and I think anybody that watches how that team interacts with one another and interacts with their coaching staff and everything, it just goes to show what great culture there is here. Mm-hmm. And I know it's been talked about quite a bit, but I mean, that's the foundation. You have to have the culture set, and then all the hard work and everything that comes with being a professional athlete follows. And Roddy and the whole staff has just done such a great job, and super, super proud of them. And yeah, it's just great. It was such a great moment, not just for the organization, but for the community, the city,
great,
the fans. It was awesome. I mean, the scenes all over town when they won it on that Sunday night were just epic.
All right, I want to circle back with you before you leave town. All right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
All right, man. Be well. Thank you for your time.
Anytime, brother.
Erik Cole here on the Adam Gold Show. Phenomenal stories. There's a lot more. Has to be a lot more there. So we will circle back with Erik Cole. The World Cup semifinal, first of two today, 3:00, France versus Spain. Tomorrow, England versus Argentina. Top four teams in the world. I have to find somebody that will help me break these down. I have just the victim. Happens to be my son, Jack, in studio against my better judgment. Next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Into the late stages now of the greatest tournament in the world, the biggest tournament that we have ever had for the global game. And FanDuel has a great idea for you. We're just going to be very generic here. Player A, you have an anytime goal bet on him, or he's part of a 4-leg parlay. But he has a microfracture in his leg. He leaves the pitch at the half. Player B comes on. you get player B. It's called FanDuel Super Sub, so you always have some skin in the game, so to speak, and your guy doesn't leave, and your bet leaves with it. FanDuel.com/local, FanDuel.com/local. Get started today. FanDuel's Super Sub. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
There was a time when speed wasn't a sport, it was survival. The hills of Wilkes County made outlaws. Only one rule: don't get caught. That's one thing that hasn't changed. This July, short track chaos and nowhere to hide. Only now, it's a points race. Be there when it matters. The Window World 450, July 19th at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Get tickets today at northwilkesborospeedway.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
Are you ready to make a difference? Become Mental Health First Aid certified with the Governor's Institute. This free one-day training will give you the skills to recognize, understand, and respond to mental health and substance use challenges. Whether you're a friend, coworker, or caregiver, you can be the support someone needs. The training is available in person or online and is open to everyone. No experience required. Take the first step today. Visit millvetacademy.org to learn more.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card 7 years in a row, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops. Our philosophy is simple. Be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
This is Adam Gold.
See Bettman take all that time to walk out, then to see the pick, bro hug no less than 20 guys on his way up there. And then this draft house, they just moved this wall like the Price is Right. I don't know.
It's a showcase showdown back there.
I know.
That would be great. So we should spin a wheel,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
The Adam Gold Show.
This is the Adam Gold Show. The World Cup semifinals start today. France, Spain, tomorrow, England, Argentina. I have made better decisions in my life, but I think the reason I really became a fan of the sport is this dude right here is my son, Jack. We're going to preview the World Cup semifinals. Before we do this, Victoria, is this a good idea?
Well, we're going to find out. I'm excited.
Yeah, that makes one of us. All right, do you think you can handle this?
Of course.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
My life.
Well, it sort of is. Football is life. You are Cristiano, what's his name? Fernandez? He's now a footballer. Danny Rojas.
Oh, yes.
Danny Rojas plays for
was it a US
Locomotive in El Paso, Texas.
Okay, cheers.
He just came on. They lost 2-0 to New Mexico in a USL Cup match. All right,
football curse.
It is a football curse. Let's the microphone. Don't be afraid of it.
Gotcha.
All right, let's get to the France-Spain match. France has mowed everybody down.
Oh, yeah.
16-2 on aggregate, going 6-0. Spain has beaten France the last 2 times they have played in a competitive match, both in the semifinals, last summer, Nations League, and the year before in the Euro semifinal. Lamine Yamal has 3 goals in those 2 games combined. What say you?
So I think it's a different France team. It's honestly different. They're playing great. I think that this certain time, there's nothing holding back these French attackers. They're gonna skin
Really?
They're gonna skin them alive. Mbappe, Doué, Barcola, Dembele, Elise. They're gonna give the outside backs a hard time. We saw in the Champions League this year, Chelsea PSG. What was it? Was it 10-3 on aggregate?
Yes.
Yeah. Cucurella, Dembele one side, Barcola the other side, or Kvaratskhelia. It was wraps. And the only thing that Spain has going for them is running through Lamine Yamal. They keep great possession. I think there was a problem with Pedri last game. He didn't. He came on late. He came on.
Yeah.
I think the coach realized that he's playing boring passes. He's playing backward passes, sideways passes. It's just boring football. And
Spain hasn't been exciting.
No, it's not. They haven't been exciting. And I think
they did just allow their first goal.
Exactly. And did you see the first goal?
Yeah.
So ask, why is Unai Simon starting? David Raya is top 4 best goalkeepers in the world right now. 4.
I'm trying to think if he would be the best remaining goalkeeper. He's better than Pickford.
No, yeah.
Right? Is he better than Emi Martinez? Probably. Yeah. It's certainly close. Emi, I love Emi, and I think he's better than Mike Maignan. Maignan is fine. He's a very good goalkeeper, but I think Raya would be better.
Yeah.
Unai Simon. They were talking about it during the match that Raya is clearly the better goalkeeper.
Oh my God.
But Simone is their number one, and I can't figure that out either.
We saw at the end, towards the end of the game, Simone was struggling to find a teammate to pass to. Like he was playing with the other team, basically. He wasn't passing the ball to his team.
All right, let me because I think Spain. And this is my son Jack. I don't know if I even introduced you. This is Jack Gold. He doesn't even rate a chyron at the bottom of the screen. So Spain has been incredibly stingy all tournament long. I believe they've allowed just 1 goal.
They've allowed 1 goal. Yeah,
1 goal.
That's it. That's amazing.
But part of it is because of the way they play.
Yeah.
They hold the ball very possession based, and it's not. They have tried to be more exciting, but if you go back to the European Championships, which they won, right? It was about Yamal going down one side, Nico Williams going down the other side, and they weren't even playing like Spain.
No.
Right? They were playing like just counterattacking football, which is sort of what I think they're going to try to do against France. But it's hard to tell how good France is defensively because the attackers have the ball all the time.
Yes.
So I just wonder, can Spain possess the ball against France enough to frustrate them and keep this, 2-1, 1-0?
I think that France is going to come out the gates pressing. They have high press. They press the ball. They're excellent at it. Spain's also, I think they're even better at keeping the ball, honestly. Spain, tiki-taka, Iniesta, Xavi, it's all bled through them.
Right.
Bled through their generations. But if I think France is going to realize that they cannot win the ball against these guys, and they're going to sit back and defend. The only way that Spain has going forward is through Yamal. Luka Digne has played excellent in this tournament.
Right.
I rate him so highly. I think Yamal is going to fry him.
So does PSG, by the way. He just signed for PSG.
Oh, that's right. He did.
He's leaving Villa.
That's a great. Villa's defenses. Oh my!
Villas had a rough World Cup. they also lost Tillmans.
Yeah. But when he gets past Luka Dean, you gotta. Jamal has not played center back like William Saliba.
Right.
He just hasn't.
Best center back in the tournament.
It's
probably.
like you're running into a brick wall. You're not, and you got to go past Mike. He played Courtois. I mean, Courtois is better than Mike. Obviously, he's what 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
Mike's not taller than him, but Mike I think is a lot more athletic than Thibaut Courtois. I think it's going to be really hard for Jamal. I think we see another game where he doesn't have any GA. I think he'll have a great game today, but I do not think anything is breaking on Saliba's side. Now for Upamecano's side, he's really good and shaky. I think that there will be a moment where he gives something up, break through, maybe off the ball, to the left side, gets a goal. But that's the sad thing for Spain is they only have Yamal to give them a spark. Oyathabal's actually a great finisher. I rate him too. Someone that I've been impressed with a lot, and I think, maybe we see a Yamal to Oyathabal combination for a goal early, but I don't see anything stopping this French team.
I want to get to the other game in a second, but is the difference between France last year and even the year before that this version of Michael Olise is, I think he's the best player in the tournament. I think he has been the best player in the tournament, even though Mbappe has been unbelievable in this event. But this version of Olise just unlocks everybody. It unlocks Dembele, who didn't need unlocking. Mbappe, whoever, whether it's Doué or Barcola on the other side. That Olise is just the conductor of all of it.
Yeah. I wanted to get back to the Spain defense. Pau Cubarsí, I think, has potential to be as great, or if not better, than Sergio Ramos. I think he has potential to be a world-class center back. He's just really young. He's really strong. He's really confident, and he's really good at winning the ball. But once again, that's all they have.
Right.
It's Cubarsí. They have Laporte, he's
kind of
he's
old,
good.
He's
He's reliable. I don't know. He's
kind of old.
He's good. He's reliable, but he's not stopping Mbappe. He's not stopping Michelangelo.
All right, let me get to the other match. You'd be hard-pressed to find, this is tomorrow's match, Argentina and England. You'd be hard-pressed to find two teams that have gotten by the skin of their teeth more than England and Argentina. Argentina probably should have lost to Egypt. They needed extra time to beat Cape Verde. And here we are. These two, famously, they played in Mexico City 40 years ago in the Hand of God, Diego Maradona game. I think England's the favorite in this. They should be, right?
Yeah, they should be. Your team has Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Saka.
If he plays.
Yeah.
He'll play.
Declan Rice.
I don't think he'll start.
Declan Rice. Oh, Jordan Henderson.
He's ready, though. He's in a uniform.
He's ready. But I think this team, on paper, should win. They have not played anywhere close to it. I think they haven't even played good this entire tournament. Like, they've just been playing average. And it's been getting them past. Jude is showing how
he might
good,
be the best player in the tournament.
How good of a player he is. He's in the right place always. He's got great vision in the game, and he's so strong in the ball. It's so hard to take him off it. That being said, this Argentina team, it may not have showcased as many as good technical players or just players in general as England, but they're playing for something. They're playing for someone. They're playing for Leo. Messi can, as soon as if he scores one, their entire team is going to get behind him. They're good. There's no individuality on that team. It's all together. That's where I see England, as I see 4 or 5 players, and there's always a few outliers that are just hanging off.
But you're right about Argentina.
Yeah.
There was a scene in I think it was the match they beat Egypt, where they picked up Messi and they're throwing him up in the air.
Yeah.
Like, this really is
They're
about him.
playing for him. Yeah.
That is bananas to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it isn't it funny that the two Christian Romero is one of the best center backs in this tournament.
He hasn't gotten a red card yet.
No, he hasn't. He will though. I saw something. It's the best worst center back pairing ever. The best worst one.
Oh, for Argentina?
Martinez and Romero.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Lissandro's played well.
Yeah, but I talked with my friends at school about it. He doesn't play like a center back. He plays like a 6. He's so
right.
He's so good. On the
Incredibly
ball.
mobile. Yeah.
That being said, if he gets injured, it's over.
Well, that is true. The other thing about it is that because you point out that they're all playing for Messi, that Alexis McAllister, as a Liverpool fan, I watched him all year. He was terrible. It was an awful, awful season for him, but he has had a very good World Cup. And I think those players are, McAllister has 2 goals? He certainly scored the header that gave him the 1-0 lead against Switzerland in the quarterfinal. He has elevated his game, and I think you're right. Is England good enough? First of all, Reece James was healthy, and he came on in the quarterfinal. Does he start at right back? I think he starts at right back.
I don't like Erik Cole at right back. I like him in the middle. I still think my man Harry should be there. If you're
Maguire.
Yeah, if you're gonna
you're bitter, but it's fine.
If you're gonna whip balls in the box, yeah, Harry's gonna knock in 3 goals his whole World Cup off that. That's what I'm saying. And
it would be different if Trent was at right back and Harry Maguire was at center back.
Yeah. You guys, it'd be a lot more comfortable wins, I think. I think you can substitute the defending outside. Because you have Mark Gahey, you'd have Erik Cole.
John Stones has been healthy finally.
He's actually played really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that. But this England team, they need to be careful. They need to be careful because this is the hardest game they have.
Oh no! Well, is the winner coming out of France, Spain, or is the winner coming out of Argentina, England?
The winner's coming out of France, Spain.
And it's France.
It's not close.
France is inevitable, as we say.
It's written in the script.
All right, there you go. So France, give me a score, Jack.
I'll give you 3-1.
3-1. Argentina, England.
I'll give you 2-1 Argentina.
2-1 Argentina, and a France-Argentina rematch, and a different result Sunday in New Jersey. All right, this wasn't terrible.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll pay you double what I paid our other guests today.
0.
Right.
Oh, so what? Okay, 2 times 0. I'm pretty sure.
Still 0.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Learned that in grade school.
Get ready for the World Cup, everyone.
There you go.
Oh, that was fun. He was good.
Yeah,
it was legitimately good. He's like we think that all they do is stare at video games, but yeah, he
they
knows.
Just do that and other things. Does he play video games?
Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
He does.
That's okay. He's a teenager.
Right. It does what normal teenagers do. But that was a pretty thorough breakdown. Everybody that I have seen breaking down, especially Spain and France, which starts now in a little over 8 minutes, has said the same thing. Like if Spain's going to produce any offense, it's going to come down the right with Lamine Yamal going up against Luka Digne. Now, Oyarzabal, I know I mispronounced that name, has been a very good goal scorer for them, but essentially it's created by others for him. Where I believe Spain can impact the game in their favor, Rodri, as a defensive midfielder, is still one of the best, if not the best in the world. And it's not Pedri, by the way. It's Fabian Ruiz who is playing in the midfield. But it's Rodri really at the 6 who is going to try to control the game and clog up the middle for France. And France is probably going to, and I saw a little bit on TV about this earlier, probably going to try and squeeze in and play maybe even 4 out of possession in the midfield just to try to make the center of the field a no-fly zone, if you will, for France. Either way, I think France will get through. I think this will be a tough match. And again, the last 2 times Spain and France have played in semifinals. Both were in the semifinals. Last year, Nations League. The year before that, the European Championships. Spain won both. Last year, they won 5-4. What? Nations League's a little weird. And then the year before that, they won 2-1. I do believe France gets through this one 2-1 today. And then tomorrow, we won't talk about it tomorrow, England, Argentina. Neither of those 2 sides have played their best to this point, but they're here, which tells you about the quality of their team. And I do think that England will beat Argentina, although my offspring, Jack, picked Argentina to beat England, and he picks France to beat Argentina. I pick France to beat England in the final. Jude Bellingham has been ridiculous in this event. So it starts in just a little bit. You're gonna watch it all, Victoria?
Yeah, I probably will.
It's gonna be you're headed. You won't. You're driving down. You're not watching anything.
I hope I'm gonna be there by then because
the game starts now.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of the
game
All-Star
starts in 5
game.
minutes.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch the All-Star game. I hope you're driving, right?
Yeah.
I hope you don't.
Yeah.
You're not
right.
watching.
No, I'm not watching anything.
No, that'll be terrible.
Except the road.
I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope. No, I'll be on the train on the way down,
which is safe to watch.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically. All right, that'll do it. By the way, all the stuff today we did today is all available on YouTube, so you could actually see Jack, you could see Erik Cole, and you could see Brian Geisinger. Actually, you won't see Brian because you won't see Erik either because they weren't on video. Jack was on video, but everything is on YouTube. You can always get the best of the Adam Gold Show there. Victoria, thank you very much. ACC football kickoff tomorrow. West Durham, Dave Doran, ACC football commissioner, if you will, Michael Strickland and Roddy Jones, and more, all from the ACC Football Media Day starting tomorrow on the Adam Gold Show. Bye.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Adam Gold here from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Into the late stages now of the greatest tournament in the world, the biggest tournament that we have ever had for the global game. And FanDuel has a great idea for you. We're just going to be very generic here. Player A, you have an anytime goal bet on him, or he's part of a 4-leg parlay. But he has a microfracture in his leg. He leaves the pitch at the half. Player B comes on. You get player B. It's called FanDuel Super Sub. So you always have some skin in the game, so to speak, and your guy doesn't leave, and your bet leaves with it. FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel.com/local.